You can see that we have teams not really fighting over prominent areas that you'd see in your typical kind of public game. We have Pubg, as you mentioned, being a bit of a hotspot in terms of some action. We have an interesting scenario where we have Laser taking out Fantasy. That's Team 10 from Mineski taking out Zen's Fantasy member. No one really in the area close to each other. We have Team 1 and Team 15 fighting over the area. We can see that Team 15 have actually lost a player already. So it'll be interesting to see how Team 15 can take control of Pubg now that they're down a member.
Yes, but seeing in the bigger picture, do you see anything very odd with their placement, their position? I mean.
So, I mean, the first circle was available and visible to these teams as they were flying in, and we've seen a lot of teams actually go wide and far. We have, Team STI, we have Nani as well. These guys, so ST1 and Nani up in the northeastern sector of the circle, of the map, even nowhere near the white circle. These guys, they have a lot of time to play with, but they can, ultimately get weapons, get gear that they need, find a vehicle, and actually get into the circle within time. We have another fight kicking off towards El Pozo. Let's jump in here, though, and see, as this looks like Mineski taking shots towards Zenetics, and it looks like Pubg, he actually sees these guys trying to make their way out of town. Team 4 look to be trying to get away from the action, actually.
Yeah, they're probably not looted up. They want to loot as much as possible, want to get that level 3 armor, level 3 helmet, and try to get well prepared for a better fight.
Yeah, I think that there's a big difference when you're playing PUBG in a competitive setting, as compared to playing PUBG in a standard kind of online scenario. They realize that in that scenario, they haven't got cover, they haven't got weapons to play with. They want to get away and ultimately find the gear they need to set themselves up for a better fight later on. So we have 2 minutes 30 seconds left until the circle starts moving, so a lot of time for these teams to get up, and we can see that Team 4, they're not sticking around. Zenetics, they're looking to get inside this Bronco and actually get away, but we'll have to wait and see if Mineski can actually rain on their parade and stop them from getting away. I don't think they will be able to.
Yeah. So what are the strategy do you think players will take up?
So we actually have some shots being fired here. I think these guys are just trying to take some pot shots towards Zenetics. They didn't want to let them get away, but I doubt they're going to be hitting any shots here. So in terms of strategies here, I mean, there's plenty of options here. The one of the most typical one that we do see in online play, and it may actually come into fact here in competitive play, is to take the center position of the circle. Find a position that is more central, doesn't stop you from actually moving to the next circle. So say, for example, you are up here in the northeastern side of the map. You can actually come all the way in, try and avoid these hotspot areas that we see earlier on, and try and kind of set yourself up for a better position late game. So we actually have some more fights kicking off towards San Martin. These are a bit of an interesting scenario where these teams, they're taking control of San Martin, but they don't want to actually stay here for long. They have to think about the fact that, yes, they're taking agents here, they're trying to get kills, trying to get these points, but, as Jason takes shots towards BF, he needs to be careful because he's leaving himself exposed and actually doesn't allow himself to get out, but he does get a great knockdown.
Yes, because Team Nani is really close by, and they will hear the shots from KS.
Yeah, so that's actually a kill there as well. So that's going to be TF, that's Tamashi and friends down another member. It looks like we may only have 2 members left of them. They've already lost half their fire force, and they need to be careful because if they lose any more, it's going to be a point of just trying to survive as long as possible.
Yes.
So mentioning Nani, you mentioned them earlier. They are nearby in Hacienda. They've come in with a vehicle. They're looking to try and get as much gear as they can get, and it seems that they have no kills from them, but they do have a decent amount of weapons. They do have a decent amount of supplies. They're going to be able to drive towards other locations around the safe circle and potentially get even more gear and get more prepared. So I'll be remiss not to mention that a few things have changed with PUBG recently. Level 3 helmets don't spawn out in the world anymore. They only spawn within
in the crates. In the crates.
So yeah. So we'll have to wait and see if players decide, or if teams decide to risk going for some of these crates to then secure that level 3 helmet for any late game sniper fights that might happen.
It's a risk for reward, right?
Yes, of course. And speaking of risk reward, we actually spoke to a few of the teams earlier on today.
Yes.
And we kind of decided to ask them a few questions regarding who their team captains were, who their main top fraggers were, and one team that was a fan favorite when we mentioned them in Twitch chat was
Aerowolf ADS.
Yeah,
Nemo, right? Yeah.
Nemo in game as we see them here.
So the team captain is
That's going to be, I believe, is that
And device.
End Device? Yeah, I
End
think that's
Device.
End Device is
The team captain, but the top fragger is Super Nay.
Yeah, Super Naya, he's a fan favorite. We've seen his name in Twitch chat. I think there's a lot of fans from Indonesia tuning in. So thank you for joining us. As we have Aerowolf actually taking control of the northern side of Picado. We have TS, these guys, Team Shield, holding the multi-story on the southwestern side of Picado. We actually have a bit of an interesting scenario where they're looking to split up. That's going to be Quadro on his own, kind of freely running within Picado. Maybe they're using him as a canary in the coal mine to see if maybe... Oh no, I think they're just trying to secure that motorbike. They're going to get that motorbike. They want to get away. They want to maybe secure vehicles so they can then get to other areas inside the safe circle. So we'll leave Team Shield for now. Let's have a look and see if we have any other teams coming by. This is actually Nani still just to the west of Hacienda. That's going to be them holding this compound just to the outside of the safe circle. We have ST1 coming in from the eastern side. These guys split up wide and far at the beginning of the map. They are now kind of approaching this same area. Let's see if Nani actually takes shots here. Shot towards side, but he's inside that Bronco. It's good production and actually moves pretty fast. So it's going to be pretty unlikely that they're going to land any shots from that.
Okay, so tell me, why don't they go into the same vehicle?
So one of the things that you need to be wary of when you're playing a squad game is the fact that if you have 4 people actually shooting at a vehicle, it's very easy for a squad to blow up a vehicle. If you stay split up between multiple vehicles, you can cover large distances, and especially because it's Miramar, there's wide open distances that need to be covered. So if you split up into multiple vehicles, if a squad were to shoot up your vehicle, instead of losing all your team,
you lose one.
You lose one.
Right.
So that's one of the play there, and it looks like they've taken ST1. These guys, they've taken control of the outside building. This is Sabatop from Malaysia, regional team. They've taken control of the northeastern side of the white circle. They're looking to just get inside. They're playing a strategy that involves heavily around moving fast and holding the edge of the circle. We can see that they were up in the northeast near Campo Militar earlier, getting lots of good gear, and then coming into the northeastern side of the circle, we can see just there. So, circle slowly squeezing in, but remember, it is the first circle. So the first circle is not going to be doing that much damage. We can see Jex, these guys, who are these? These are Jex Esports. They are outside the circle for now. They're all ticking down slowly, but they are making their way in. One thing to note though, the further you are away from the blue circle, the more damage it does to you. So as they're kind of catching up with it, they should end up taking less damage. And as a matter of fact, I think they actually have 2 cars. They have this beautiful vehicle moving really fast. I think this is the Mirado. Mirado is the name of the vehicle. So they're going to be getting to the circle a little bit faster than the Bronco, as it is a faster vehicle. But they'll be able to get inside, get healed up from all the loot that they got. And
I would imagine they will have enough heals, enough meds to take this kind of damage. That's why they are doing this kind of strategy.
One thing that needs to be noticed though is the road that they're coming in. If they don't turn left here or take this left here, they're going to end up going towards TNC. These are the teams that we mentioned earlier.
They are invited, and they are invited for a reason.
Yeah, these guys, they're good players. They have a good lineup, but we'll have to see. Let's see where Jex go. I'm going to watch this carefully to see where they turn. They aren't taking this exit. Will they actually pass the next exit as well? That is the question, because if they pass the next one, they're going to come to La Cobria, and they're going to be near TNC, and TNC are going to make calls to let their teammates know that there's vehicles approaching. So let's have a quick look. I don't want to jinx them here, but it looks like Jex, after all that loot in Campo Militar, if they don't turn left there, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. Oh, okay, this could get very interesting very quickly. I want to stay with this action and see how TNC play this one out. So TNC actually quite spread. So if Jex actually stay together, which it looks like they may be doing, there may be a situation we have Jex with 2 or 3 players against only 1 or 2 of TNC. But are they stopping? Shots being fired. Yeah, Dada actually scaring them off. I think they don't want them to stop. They want to make Jex keep on moving, and it does look like Jex aren't going to be staying. Yeah, they're passing straight through. That information we relayed to Jex, the rest of Jex, the teammates. They don't want them to stay. They're saying, go outside, go north, wrap around the town, and meet me towards the northern side of the new safe zone. So we do have a drop here. I want to have a quick look to see if we can get some information about where or what's inside the drop. Here it is. Anyone that kind of ventures out here, what they're going to get, they could get themselves an AUG, level 3 vest, that level 3 helmet we mentioned, very important, as well as that 8x scope should they want it. Here comes, this is a hard shift, so this circle is not going to favor anyone that played towards the north. Jex, TNC, there's going to be some big rotations. And actually, we do have Mineski holding the northern side of El Pozo. Any team moving early. There's a few teams looking to try and take control of a center position here. We have Resurgence. These guys are the local guys.
Yep.
Singaporeans. They're looking to take control of this compound just outside, but Vikings, the Vietnamese team, trying to stop these guys from getting towards this compound. It looks like Resurgence, they have 2 members left. Oh, they have 2 members already in the compound, with Shining Star and Kasake staying further away. Just to mention, Aon WCS is their team captain as well as their main sniper. We spoke to them earlier.
Yes.
Prefers a Kar 98. The current meta, they're trending towards using Scars, and the other 2 members of Resurgence will be making their way towards the compound that Resurgence already have. Apologies for the frame drops at the moment. We're working on a solution. I believe the next game we'll be having more frames for you on the broadcast. But we have shots being fired.
Yeah, Vikings shooting a Resurgence.
Yeah, Resurgence making it into the compound, so Vikings unable to rain on their parade, with Resurgence actually taking control of a beautiful location. If we look at the circle, this circle here, taking center circle is actually a good spot to be in right now. And we actually have another team trying to make that same play, but they're making a mistake. Look at this.
Yeah.
4 members, all inside the same vehicle. Are they going to light them up? Lots of shots being fired, but only a little bit of damage being dealt so far. And it looks like Kento, they've gotten a bit lucky.
Yeah, they
Quick
are
maths.
lucky, yeah.
Quick maths only being tagged up a little bit, but where do they go? Are they going to push it any further, or are they going to stop here? I think they're going to be stopping here.
That was really ballsy just to drive past a full team.
Yeah, this is Aerowolf. We mentioned them earlier. Unfortunately, only 1 member of Aerowolf, I believe it was RDK. He had eyes on in terms of line of sight. Wasn't able to get any knocks there. As Vikings just locking down that location. They don't want to let any teams come in towards their compound. So, how much time do we have left? The circle is already closing in. We do have a lot of players already alive. Still 57 people alive. So you can see that this is a very much different game to what you experience when you're playing typical PUBG. So we mentioned that drop earlier on. We see Jex. These guys, they survived that TNC encounter earlier on upwards La Cobria. They've wrapped all the way around, and for that trouble, they've actually managed to get themselves that AUG and that level 3 helmet we mentioned earlier. So let's get back in towards the action. We have a lot of teams all fighting for compounds. Remember, this is third-person perspective. So it's a very much different game when it comes to cover and taking positions within the circle. Let's see if any of the teams are going to be near each other, maybe engaging.
Yeah, I would say like third person is a little harder to push up, right? Because you can't see the person behind cover, but the person behind cover can see you.
Yeah, it's very much a cover-to-cover game, and in third-person perspective, you need to be very wary of that, of what you mentioned. The defender has the advantage in third-person perspective, so taking defensive positions in the circle is actually even stronger when you're playing third-person perspective.
Is there another crate?
There is another crate, but it looks like Resurgence, they're going to be pushed on. Cass, these guys, they want to try and fight Resurgence for this combat, but here comes Resurgence. This is going to be a 4v2. Let's go on board with Kasake. He's on his own right now, but waiting for his teammates. Pushing round.
Closing the door.
Yeah,
so I guess he doesn't want any backstab.
Yeah, and there's Zen actually running. You see nobody there. As we have a bit of a push right now, we have a bit of engagement in 2 ends of the circle, or under the building, as we have trade for trade right now. Let's go on board with Jason. Jason actually getting taken out, and it looks like, I believe that's Resurgence winning. No, Resurgence still fighting. There's Cass and Van Cleef on the outside. This is a very interesting peak right here. We have AK being sprayed down, but that's going to be Resurgence actually winning that fight. Resurgence only losing 1 member. Unfortunately, they were both green, so it was very difficult to track that fight. Yeah. But Resurgence, he'll get pushed inside by his teammate.
They didn't even lose a member.
Yeah, so
down.
They had a great position there. They made the fight 4v2 to begin with, lost the member, and great play from the rest of the team to back each other up and ultimately win that engagement. So, not much going on right now. We have a bit of a fight. Vikings actually staying spread 2 and 2 at each location. Poker with this 8x Kar 98, trying to take some shots over towards the, I believe, western area of the circle. Mineski staying spread out. We have Sparker actually on his own here, out in the open, using this tree for cover. I think many teams are trying to survive here, but we have a fight kicking off as it looks like Team 6, that's Jex, we saw them earlier, putting that all to work, taking down ST1 away.
Yeah, we have two invitation team fighting off. What would your advice be if your team Mineski?
If I'm Team Mineski, I mean, they have taken control of the high ground up here, and they have good vision here, especially in third-person perspective. We can see from this this angle that I'm looking at here, Lesser, he can see the entire terrain, he can see the entire circle without actually giving the opportunity for his opponent to actually land a shot. So hold this high ground, look down on your opponents, wait for the next circle and make a calculated move, because at the end of the day, positioning is very important in terms of ranking. But speaking of ranking, one team here might lose a ranking, as it looks like Team 1, this is Team Shield, look to be pushing up Tamashi and friends. Tamashi and friends, 2 members left. They could be in a situation here. Let's watch the ball. There's Quadro, his movement. These guys have got to hear each other. Jex taking out Malayan Raw. Malayan Raw actually losing loads of members as we have. It looks like a bit of a trade here.
TF got one.
Yeah, this is TF trying to fall back. So that's going to be actually a two-piece right there. And now we have TF in a scenario where they actually have the numbers. But no, TNC actually looking to get involved as well as Dada gets tagged up. Insane Floyd and Patootie still alive. As Team Shield
doing all they can with the position.
Yeah, and Team Shield, I believe they should give up. I think Maverick should be getting away from here. I don't know if he's going to stick around. Yeah, he's got a vehicle. He's going to get away. He wants to survive, but they need to be careful because TF might think that that's the last member, and they may not be aware that TNC are pushing in from the north.
That was pretty amazing what TF did. I mean, with just two people, they played stealth. They didn't rush things. They just see if there's anyone coming up. They saw the blue team, and then they just wiped them out. And
yeah. There's great play because kills also very important there. Able to get a few points on the scoreboard for themselves as well. As TNC, they're actually being shot by SD1. This is Sabo top, I believe. Yeah, these guys from Malaysia, as you mentioned earlier, taking shots towards TNC, and this is going to actually force TNC to rotate down on the low ground, avoid this fight with TF, unless, actually, let's see if Insane Lloyd has an angle here. If Kaizo pushes inside, they can surely hear each other, and that's going to be TF Kiki.
Oh.
No, that's going to be TNC Kaziel actually taking that fight and winning it. Insane Floyd knocked. Does Patootie, who's tagged up, stay and try and survive, revive him? I don't know if he should. Think about ranking.
I don't think he should. Just stay alive. I think he should just stay alive. Try to find a vehicle and try to just sneak in to the white circle.
Yeah, let's see if Patootie can get away. I want to watch to see if he can get away from TNC as they hunt him down. Shots being fired from multiple directions, but that's actually not at Patootie. That is, I believe, at TNC. That's Resurgence. They had that great position earlier. They have to move again, though, because the circle shifted.
Yeah, but I don't think TNC knows that he's there.
TNC, there's shots towards him now, though. He has been tagged up.
Yes.
I think they may have just seen him. That might have been Hipster. Hipster's, I believe, the captain from TNC, leading by example. And now we have a bit of a squeeze as Nani try and hold this compound just on the western side of the circle from Vikings. Vikings doing a great rotation, trying to take control of this little shack area towards the southwest, but they need to be careful because there's Mineski coming in from the high ground. There's Resurgence coming in from the route that they just took. But Nani still locking down this compound. I want to see how they play, how Chucky plays here.
So what do you think is the better strategy? To go in now or to wait for the circle to close?
I think you don't want to be at the will of the circle. As Resurgence, they try and gauge the borders here. They're trying to get inside to try and take this compound, but Kasake actually being the canary in the coal mine, trying to go towards his compound, but Nani has it locked down. Now Resurgence know that compound is not safe. I think in this scenario you got to move fast, and you got to move with impetus. You can't be at the beck and call of the blue zone. You have to be the one that's leading charge, unless you move slowly and you play on foot. If you're in a vehicle, you got to move early. If you leave it too late, you might be in a scenario like this where Mineski have to push in on vehicle, try and take control of a hut, and they have actually got one. Vikings trying to rain on everyone's parade though. Looks like we have Zenetics trying to make it in. Vikings Poker taking down Kisarota, as well as Conga taking down Dimension. So Zenetics losing players left, right, and center. We have Buzztop actually taking shots towards Mineski at the south side of the circle. As we have another team, this is KLQ trying to make it in, but they're actually going for a similar location where Mineski is. Some interesting driving here.
Takes a few flips.
They're still moving though.
Yep.
They're staying committed. They need to get moving. They've actually lost 2 members. It looks like they're going to be trying to use the vehicle as bait as they push up now. Sauka being shot from multiple locations, as well as that fight nearby. We have so many players left alive as it looks like KLQ with 1 member left. Everyone else knocked out. It looks like Solid J is going to try and take control of a building inside the circle. This barn here is empty. If you can make it towards this barn, it'll be absolutely amazing. one surviving member would be beautiful for KOQ. Remember, it is about ranking. And with 12 teams still alive, there's all to be played for in terms of points. As Jex, we saw them earlier. Jex, they've made an absolutely amazing story in terms of their journey. They started in Campo Militar. They flanked all the way to the west, all the way south, right back round, and now they've got this beautiful location inside the southeastern side of the state circle.
Taking cover with the mountains, but RSG, only one man left.
Yep. They have actually got two members left right now, but they're in a very bad scenario.
Yeah,
they do have that
they're getting sandwiched, and the circle is gonna push them in now with a very bad position.
Yeah, they have only a little bit of time to work with. They also don't have much cover to work with, as it looks like they're going to be using maybe some lip cover here, maybe go across the road, potentially grab a vehicle over there. But they are in line of sight of Nani. They do need to be careful. TF Patuni, we saw him earlier, solo player surviving for Tamashii and friends, is getting shot from multiple locations, needs to get a heal going. I don't know if he has cover here. This could be a long-range engagement. Is this Jex taking shots? Let's have a look and see. No, I believe it's a member from TNC. Let's see. Hipster trying to take some shots. Sees Patui moving, using that cover to their advantage. As Kaziel trying to stop TF Patui, but TF Patui actually being taken out by the push from ST1. ST1 taking control of the northern side of the circle. RSG actually surviving still, we can see that. And then Vikings also. Vikings with 4 members all alive. They've been using vehicles amazingly this entire game. They've been using them to get from cover to cover, making sure that they've got all their players spread out in terms of not having multiple players in one vehicle. And they've managed to secure themselves a beautiful location.
And if you look at Nemo, Arrowwolf, they're in a really good position, and they want to strengthen their position by going to the warehouse, getting shot by Vikings.
Yeah, that's Vikings taking pot shots towards them, but they need to be careful. As TNC, they see, I believe this is Kezel. Kezel trying to move in. Okay, Kentel losing one member as Quick Map goes down. And now TNC still taking shots towards Kentel. Kentel actually making it to cover. That's going to be Kentel losing one member. As Kentel, they are inside the circle, or at least one of their members. They do need to get more than that inside the circle if they want to try and win this game. Vikings using this deflate to their advantage, actually using their vehicles as deflate as well, but they do need to be aware of their rear, as it looks like KLQ and Mineski are just to their southeast. Mineski with a beautiful angle here. This is Leza. With this suppressed M4, doing some work, doing some damage, as Kentel actually knocking Kazel out. So that's going to give Kentel an opportunity to move forward, is it? Oh no, that's actually Azmi being taken out as we have shots firing out from multiple locations. Here comes the final squeeze. This is going to be Resurgence versus Nani, but Resurgence, Arrowwolf, last man standing. Can he survive? But no, Nani winning that fight 2v4. 2v4.
And that's the end of Resurgence.
Yeah, Resurgence doing well to survive till 10 teams left.
But there is one more Singapore team. If I'm not wrong, it's Click. Solid is in the south. It's just alone. Yes,
one sole player. Remember this game, if you have one player left in the game, you've still got a chance of cashing out in terms of getting loads of points. Nani, everyone back on their feet, but the circle is slowly moving, and Vikings not wanting to let Nani in. Vikings using this high ground to their advantage as shots ring out. 6 times Scar.
And Mineski just got
shots towards Vikings. Yeah, so this is actually pressure from multiple locations as Mineski trying to take shots towards, I believe, the southwestern side of the circle. Vikings losing members left, right and center, but they're being pushed from multiple angles. Nani using this opportunity to move further forward as Nani, they have 3 members left alive. They're pushing into the Vikings,
and
they got Vikings wiped.
Wow.
Yeah, Vikings wiped out there, but now look, the same location that Vikings were just in is open to Mineski, and now we have a situation where Nani are in a scenario where Mineski can also knock them. So
let's see what's the next circle.
Yeah, circle slowly squeezing in. Kentel still alive, being shot at by TNC from the high ground, and that's a huge chunk right there. He only has 5 bandages to work with. G-Mace needing to get bandages going and potentially move a little bit further forward.
And so Circle is at the north side.
So this is beautiful for Arrowwolf. They haven't been doing much in terms of kills this game, and in reality, they haven't actually got a single kill this entire game, but they're in a great position to do well in terms of rankings. And remember, first place, 500 points, that's a lot. And it counts more to finish first than it is to get a few kills and get knocked out early on.
So I would think that there's an advantage and disadvantage for going into buildings like this. One is that you get the position. Two, the bad thing is that there'll be multiple teams going to that same position.
Yeah, I think with a scenario like this, where we have one big barn, it is a great location in terms of being very central. But the thing is, it's also extremely open, so they have vision in. So we saw Sabatop. These guys have vision towards TNC, and they have vision towards Aerowolf as well. So TNC, they're holding this shed, not wanting to give up their position. Sabatop, they have a great location here. They have high ground, but just as you mentioned earlier, that position that Nani took, extremely open, and now Mineski getting a knock on one member from Nani. Circle slowly squeezing in. Remember, the circle will move a little bit slower now that is towards the end of the game.
We got Nani, Click, and Jax out of the circle.
Nani, they're trying to move in. This blue circle is going to do so much damage. They need to get moving. And we can see Leza actually lasering down these guys. They're not going to make it. As Konga takes down Chungi. And Ikai actually taking down G-Mace. That's going to be Kento actually eliminated from the game in 8th place. And we see Konga, this is Mineski just locking down this southern side of the circle. They don't want to let Nani in, but Nani with one member left alive on their feet. They have 9 kills though. Nani have 9 kills. That's going to do wonders for them in terms of their points for late game, but they do need to think about trying to survive for a better position.
And we got Click just trying to creep in.
So we see Click actually solo, managing to make it in. One player left for Click. He needs to be passive and survive here. He's actually being shot over the top of.
Yeah.
Jex out towards the eastern side of the circle. They're going to be knocked. That's Mineski taking more kills to their name. We can see they've already racked up 10 kills. Konga with 7 kills to his name, doing great work there.
And it's actually helping Click, helping Solid out.
Yeah, so actually Click, he's playing very passive here. He wants to survive. He's not making any noise. Has a member of Mineski near him, actually taking shots and now revealed his position. Does Mineski want to push and try and give him some kind of cover? Solid actually playing passive. Let's see Konga. Konga, he's got 7 kills to his name. Obviously a fan of third-person perspective, using it to his advantage. Smokes are going out. They don't want to lose another member. I don't know if that was the right play from Solid. Solid, actually, hang on. Let's see if this God Nade can go in. God Nade goes in. Oh, great
wow.
nade there. Taking Pudges out. And there's another nade taking Konga out. So 7 fragger out of the game. So now Mineski down to 2 members on their feet. Is Solid going to get involved with this now? Or is Solid going to use this as an opportunity to go forward? I don't know if he's going to push up. Let's see. Solid moving forward. He's getting aggressive. Sparker prone though.
See them. Oh,
Sparker will see him. Sparker sees Solid. And there's the spray transfer. Nope. Doesn't connect. But there's going to be Solid getting great knocks there. Sparkler down, out for the count as Konga's back on his feet. So Mineski with 3 players back in the game, and that's going to be Solid taken out as Leza, I believe, from the northern side here, clearing up that fight. So
that was a good try, but I think you should just like stay passive.
yeah,
just,
if you're one player left, you know there's a lot of teams that have multiple players left. Questionable decision, but Solid taking out a frag at least before going out and securing another few points for his team.
I would say Aerowolf is really in a good position for this circle.
Aerowolf, they have great cover here, and also Sabatop, we know that they have to move. They are not inside the circle. They have great high ground now, but 7 seconds till they have to move. Knock there on Kazel, on TNC's Kazel, so that's going to be a quick res that has to come out. And they're going to have to move as well. So this could be a bit of a interesting scenario as Aerowolf hold this bunker or kind of barn area as Sabatop need to push in. So smokes go out. Sabatop 1 trying to advance forward. Knocks going out as Aerowolf. That's Super Nea knocking him down there. And that's going to be Sabatop actually getting destroyed by Aerowolf there. Surviving to rank 5 though.
Yeah, 4 teams left.
The squeeze coming in. Aerowolf.
Nani getting shot.
Yep, Nani, where's Nani? Last remaining member of Nani. There's Ikai, SG surviving, but Mineski flanking around here. Mineski have an angle, and that's going to be Ikai taken out by that suppressed M4. TNC, they did a great play here. They used that situation where Sabatop were coming down. Aerowolf took them out of the game. They used that as a distraction to secure this location in the circle. It's a good spot to be in. They have great vision. Again, third-person perspective is going to allow them to see over this hilltop without having to give away their location. And with 3 members left, they could be in a good spot depending on the next circle. Let's see, Aerowolf finally on the board in terms of kills. They've managed to get 4, and I believe that was the entirety of Sabatop 1. Aerowolf taking out Sabatop 1. They're using this third-person perspective to their advantage. They want to make sure that they can see if TNC push in. A few seconds until the circle squeezes in, and Mineski with 3 members left alive, 12 kills to their name in the bottom left, you can see it. They're in a great position to do very well in terms of collecting a lot of points for this game.
The new circle is on the TNC. favor of TNC.
TNC are in an absolutely beautiful situation. Not only are they inside the circle, they have a great location in terms of being able to look over the top and see players moving. Seems like they're doing a bit of loot management, and I don't know if they know that Aerowolf are still in there. It's slowed down a bit. We've got 35 seconds until the circle moves itself, but it looks like Mineski are looking to take control of the south side of the circle before they even wait for the blue to push them in. Sparkler just holding the high ground here, trying to pick up some nades. Remember, you can actually peek over the top here without exposing yourself. So this is going to be a very interesting scenario. We have TNC and Mineski fighting already on the high ground, with Aerowolf having to make their way in. 10 seconds until the circle comes in.
Dada trying to pick at Aerowolf. Dada is the top fragger of the team.
Yeah, so Dada actually standing further forward. He is their entry fragger. He is their top fragger. He actually does have the most frags on the team in this game as well. And he must have eyes on TNC. Dada, did he see Aerowolf peek over the top? Flashbang out though from Super Naya. Flashbang goes out. Are they going to push on that? They're not going to push on that. Nobody really giving away their location right now as we have shots being fired. I believe that's Mineski shooting towards that smoke. Aerowolf staying a bit spread. Grenade gets thrown. Doesn't go far enough. Aerowolf wanting to make sure that smoke is completely clear. Konga prone. Using the third person advantage to his advantage again. And he does see Aerowolf. Konga, stand up. Shots being fired though. That's not actually going to be from Konga. That's Leza being given that information, and now Device. Konga taking down Super Saiyan Nemo. Aerowolf not looking good for Aerowolf, and they lose 2 members very quickly. There's Aerowolf taking shots back.
Wow.
Good fights. All ways, 3 teams left, 9 players left on their feet. Not many in the game as it looks like Mineski. Konga pushing round towards Aerowolf. Third person perspective, but no, Konga with a great kill there.
Mineski, last guy.
2v2 scenario now. It looks like we have a bit of a push from both teams, but that's going to be Mineski taking down Hipster. TNC coming in second. Great plays all round as we have multiple kills from Mineski in the end of that game.
That is a lot of points. There, 1 kill is 15 points, so they're going to get a lot of points on top of this win. You get 500 points for getting first. You get 500 points for getting first, and you get 15 points for every kill.
Yeah, so multiple kills there from Mineski. We have TNC coming in second. We have Aerowolf, the fan favorite. We saw them earlier on, getting a lot of love from Twitch chat, coming in third, using the fact that they can survive late game, they can not take engagements. We noticed that they didn't get any kills until that final engagement when Sabatop came down from that high ground. Coming in third, getting, I believe, 4 or 5 kills in total for themselves. So we'll have to leave it to the admins to tally everything up, but basically, we'll leave it to the admins to let us know what the final scores were in terms of all kills, but great